Allergy season. So I'd like to start this video off by talking about the passing of Akira Toriyama and the impact that the Dragon Ball franchise has had, not only on my life, but on the lives of many other people. Dragon Ball is one of those franchises that transcends media, transcends fandom, and really felt like something the entire world had in common, regardless of where you came from. In the time since his passing, I've seen more world unity, collaboration, and togetherness than I have seen really in the past couple of years. So I really just wanted to say, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Hi everyone, I'm Jack Paul, that guy that's crazy about culture. If you know me from LinkedIn, you probably have read a couple of my articles, but if you know me from YouTube, then you probably remember my old podcast. Today's going to be something that's sort of in between the two, in the sense that this will be pretty informal, kind of casual, and hopefully you leave away with something insightful. I recently just turned 26. I've never really found myself, and I'm still young and I'm still searching, but I used to think what I wanted was to work for a popular brand whose mission I could align with. I think I've come to the realization that we don't really have culture. So for everyone who isn't familiar with my work at all, I have worked in many different fields, such as in the hospital, at gyms, at movie theaters, grocery stores, comic book stores. I've worked in consumer insights, I've worked in IT. I really thought that my passion was in branding. What myself and what I feel that the rest of my generation was really lacking was culture. American culture is corporate culture, is consumer culture, is really no culture at all. And I don't know if that's outrageous for me to say, but I think your brand is your culture is your brand. Those two are inextricably those two things are linked in a way that can't really be separated. So I really want to talk about 4 different types of culture in this video. Just your basic everyday colloquial culture. I want to talk about pulp culture, I want to talk about organizational culture, and I want to talk about the monoculture. And Google gives a fairly beautiful definition for it that I would, I'll share here. I'm walking to the gym and I'm bringing you guys with me. This video is going to be messy. I'm going to do a couple of costume swaps, so that's okay, because we're here for the ride. Forgive me if the overhead music is a little loud, but I finally made it to the gym. Fun fact about Jack, I used to work at this gym. One of the things that attracted me to it was this organization's strong branding and strong culture. I think the best way to talk about organizational culture and the impact that it has on us as individuals is to talk about an organization that I used to belong to that had a really poor organizational culture. And my specialty is in psychology, and I thought this was the path that I wanted to go down until I started working at this hospital. What really hurts me most about this organization is that it was pretty much an open secret that nothing that we were there to do was going to help. People in the organization would often talk about how we had a 1% to 3% chance of actually creating any change or positive outcome in the lives of the patients that we were serving. That was a benchmark of our culture. No one here feels empowered to help or to extend any real effort in the lives of our patients, because we have already been told that this is a fool's errand, that everyone here is pretty much screwed. What an awful way to set the bar for people coming into your organization. I moved on to work for a company called Vesta. Vesta's main objective was to build online communities for our clients. During one of our all hands meetings, I argued that one of the biggest challenges I thought that we were facing is that we needed to make it more intrinsically rewarding to our members in the communities for participating. Only now in retrospect do I really understand that what we were lacking most was culture. Our communities did not have culture, and without culture, we have no glue to keep us connected. I thought about titling this video something like "Pop culture is dead, the monoculture is dead," but in reality, I think culture is dead. And you might think I'm jumping the gun here, but in America, our primary culture is consumerism. Unless brands are actively trying to create a culture around their product, we don't have glue anymore to keep us together. I went to Japan, which was the farthest I'd ever been away from home. I got to observe how people get to interact with their institutions that maintain the culture. For example, the train system was probably one of the greatest things I had ever seen. Vesta was based in New York, and when I was in New York, I got to ride the metro system, which was something. In Japan, it's probably the most efficient thing I've ever seen, and the culture around keeping it that way, around people making sure that they're quiet and polite on the train ride, so the train's running on schedule, creates just a much better place for everyone to live in. So what is the point of this video? Honestly, I don't really know. I can't single-handedly revive pop culture or unite all of the American population with my bare hands, but I think I can encourage everyone at home to be more mindful of the culture that you participate in and be more aware of how you show up in that culture, to just consider culture at all.